back here, people were laughing at Jeff Bezos. And they were laughing for probably until about 2004. 10 years. Idiotic reporters, journalists, blah, blah, blah. People were laughing at, right here is where you had Elon Musk, Tesla. He borrowed a couple $1 billion. People laughed at him. Blah. Now he's a hero of the whole world. Okay? Be careful who you listen to. If you're not listening to the best, you're going to make a big mistake, because there's big opportunities whenever there's this early trend or even this trend, but most people miss it. And most people buy here and sell here. By the way, number 3 thing, if Bitcoin crashes, I'm just going to tell you this. If any of you currently hold Bitcoin, and remember, there are such things as bubbles. That doesn't mean the whole thing is, there's a difference between a bubble and a crash, guys. Some people don't know that. A bubble was the internet. It didn't crash permanently. Did it crash permanently? Did we not use the internet? Is Amazon no longer an important company? No, hell no. And if you were smart, what you would have done in Amazon is when the damn thing crashed, you would have bought it up. Let me show you something. Let me show you something. Let's look at a chart of Amazon. Amazon valuation since 1994. Actually, it wasn't public. It didn't have a 1994. Here we go. Amazon versus Walmart, revenues and profits. Let's just look at revenue. Oh, here we go. If you had invested in Amazon at the IPO, $1,000 would now be 239 grand. So when you initially could buy Apple stock, I'm sorry, Amazon stock, now it'd be worth 239,000, sorry. So it went up 239 times. 239 times. So if Bitcoin is in a bubble and it goes down, try to buy it when it's low. This school system has made people fools. They don't get the game. That's not how the game works. You hope to God that the real estate goes down. Then you could buy your neighbor's house for 100 grand. You think that house is going to disappear and not be valuable? Now, some people say, but Ty, that's not a fair analogy. Bitcoin is a manufactured currency. It's not like a home that you can live in. Homes have a floor, because homes, no matter what, somebody will pay $1 for a house they can live in. No matter what, they'll pay 10,000, right? Even when Vegas dropped to nothing, people still buy houses for 10 grand. It didn't drop down to $3. But you're right, there is a difference with currencies. But mark my words, if Bitcoin goes down to $1, I will buy it all. So I'm kind of excited if it's a bubble, because the fact that it ever went to 14,000 probably means it'll eventually go back. So if I buy for $1, because it's a bubble, like Jamie Dimon says, I'd love to buy it for $1 and it go back to 14,000. So now, this is an important thing for you to understand here. There is a possibility and a guarantee. There's a guarantee that some of the cryptocurrency coins will go to zero. I guarantee you, some of the cryptocurrency that are now in existence, there's thousands of them. Okay, there's thousands of them. I guarantee you that some of them are going to go to zero. Okay? So right now, if you look at the top market cap, you've got Bitcoin, but you also have Bitcoin Cash. You've got Ethereum. One of the co-founders of Ethereum was at my house the other day. So that's the second largest. And then you have Bitcoin Cash, and you have all kinds of stuff. You got Litecoin, and there's literally more than almost any person can remember, because there's new ICOs being done all the time. Brock's wife just Crystal just did a new coin called Cents. It's so small that it doesn't really trade yet. I mean, it's just launched. So it's very important that each of you understand this concept. In order for there to be long-term value, there has to be utility. So utility is the reason that your next door neighbor's house will never only be worth $1. Okay? It will never only be worth $1 because it's useful. So the question is there any utility in these electronic virtual currencies known as cryptocurrencies? Because for Bitcoin, or one of the forks, because there's such a thing where these currencies fork out, right? So you can have classic version of Ethereum. There's different forks, okay? That's a little more advanced conversation. But forks are okay. They're going to happen. It's open source code that's building these cryptos. So what that means is people are going to disagree and they're going to fork off. It's going to be like churches, denominations. So Bitcoin, let's just take the largest traded coin right now, which is Bitcoin. Does it have utility? Well, it's being used in Africa because there's countries with massive inflation. So people buying food with it, they're using it. Is there a utility to the fact that, let's say, Western Union charges you huge fees? Let's say up to 5–10%. So if you have family back at home and you live in a country and you want to repatriate currency, money back, Western Union, even PayPal, which charges fees depending on how you do it, theoretically, peer-to-peer cryptos can have basically no fees. Is that a utility? Is it valuable? Is there a value? Does anybody in the world find value in that? It's somewhat anonymous, which can be, it's not fully anonymous depending on how you do it. Is that utility for anybody? Yeah. Is there any utility for it to be not tied to the U.S. debt? Somebody said, Ty, is that a Hawaiian shirt? It's definitely not a Hawaiian shirt. So my question to you, you see Venezuela, which has had crippling inflation, is trying to launch their own cryptocurrency. The Philippines now accepts it. You can buy a Tesla with crypto. You can buy a Lamborghini here in Los Angeles in Orange County with it. So does it have utility? I'd say it does. So that means that probably not going to, all the coins are not going to disappear. So you need to know which ones to buy, how to invest the money, where to store it so it doesn't get stolen. One of the things that Brock told me, well, he shared with all of you. By the way, leave a comment if you're in the private Bitcoin Crypto Mastermind that I launched. Oh, you're not doing, is he doing that? Yeah.
Yeah, he's on YouTube down there.
So if you're in that, just say me, if that's you. Somebody said they wish. Somebody said I am. Somebody said me. So here's one thing that's interesting. Think about gold. I think the total market cap of gold is $7 trillion right now. Okay? So cryptocurrency right now is, let's just say 400 billion, depending on when you look at it. And that's not just Bitcoin. So basically, roughly, around 15 times more valuation in gold. Yes, somebody brought up a good point. Bitcoin is highly divisible to multiple decimal points, okay, which is a utility, especially as it goes up in value. So 400 billion. So gold, do you find any utility here in gold? Who here goes, what makes my life great? Gold. Boy, if I just had more gold. The only utility in gold is in the demand utility. And never underestimate that. And guess what? This one has demand utility too. Meaning supply and demand. Supply is limited. Gold is limited. Crypto, especially like things like Bitcoin, is kind of an algorithm based on mining. But by 2040, you know, there'll be no more and blah, 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 blah. It's a mathematical computation created by nobody knows the exact person. I've heard recently a theory Elon Musk is the man, you know, who came up with Bitcoin, but nobody really knows. People just ascribe it to this mythical person. Some people think it's the Illuminati, it's the government, blah, 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 blah. Some people think it's a group of libertarian people. So there's demand utility and there's limited supply, which is based off limited supply. There's also things in utility in crypto. Somebody talked that it's divisible. It's storable, okay? Remember, you can't exchange things like a ham sandwich because if you, for 20 years, if you put a ham sandwich in a room, even in a vault, it degrades. So gold doesn't degrade. That's why people like precious metals, and that's why people like crypto, because it's based on this open ledger. It's also, in a way, you know, it's very hard. It's possible to hack this. It's possible to steal gold. You can, if somebody got it in their, you know, freaking house, you break in and you can take their gold. But crypto, it can be hacked, but the whole system is hard to hack because basically it's downloaded on, it's a decentralized network. There's not like one server or one set of servers. There's no Fort Knox. The US government stores its gold, a lot of it in this Fort Knox, right? You've heard of that. Well, there is no Fort Knox in crypto because it's decentralized. So there's a power to that, okay? In some ways, if you do it right, it's more secure because to hack into the hashing system of crypto is basically trying to test. You would need 100 years with the best supercomputers to try to do a brute force hack. Now, if somebody steals, like if you accidentally write it down on a piece of paper and leave it on your desk, people can access, you know, your wallet and you can lose your money. And that's one thing, remember with crypto, if you lose it, you can't get it back. It's a little bit like gold. I was talking to a police detective. He said, if you got a gold necklace and they break in your house, they bring it right downtown here in LA and they melt it down. It's gone forever. You will never ever get your money back. So in some ways, gold is very similar. So my main thing, for those of you who think there's no future for crypto, why is there a future for gold beyond the fact that it's been around for a long time? Because we know one thing in the world. Things that have been around for a long time are now disappearing. Kodak was around for 100 years. And then a couple kids here in California came up with an app called Instagram and destroyed everything that we know as Kodak. It's a bankrupt company. We know that people used to go to stores, and we know there's over 20 big brands per year going bankrupt because of Amazon and e-commerce. So we know we're living in a time where the fall of giants is happening. So gold has been a giant, and in many ways, one of the things Brock told me is you should think about Bitcoin specifically as a kind of cyber gold, a digital gold, a store of value. For the most part, people aren't trading Bitcoin. It's somewhat slow. It's not like a day traded thing very much. Okay, there are other coins that are being built on new infrastructures, Ethereum being one of them, but also like EOS. That's the one that, you know, Brock is the co-founder of. So somebody said, is this fake money? All money's fake money. Trust me. You think a dollar bill is made out of cotton. You think that $100 bill is made out of cotton. You think it's 100 times more valuable than a $1 bill based out of cotton? You know, it's not how the game works. So what should you do about it? Well, here's my advice based on those people teaching in my Bitcoin Crypto Mentor Mastermind. I'm bringing in the best mentors. What I've been doing for this year is basically traveling around the world or bringing the best guys to me. I had 30 people. I flew in, or they flew in, 30 of the top people in the world. I had a war room at my house. You guys probably saw it on my Snapchat and Instagram. You're talking about people, billions of dollars in that room, okay? Billions of dollars. So this is not newbies that bought one Bitcoin for $1,000 and now it's worth, they made 14 grand and they're like, see, I'm an expert. There's a lot of that going around, by the way. People who say they're experts because they read a lot of blogs all the time, blah, blah. Okay, that's great. Some of those people are. But I'm working with the people who, for example, created Ethereum, or the people that are, you know, they're from day one, the people that bought Bitcoin at $100. Okay, that's the goal, and that's what I'm trying to share with you. So here's a strategy that basically I want to walk you through. This is what Brock Pierce, like I said, probably, if not the most respected person in the whole world in this, you know, he's a top 3 person. You've got a handful of people that are very respected because of what they've actually done and how much money they made. So basically, the first step is you have to educate yourself, okay? And that's hard because there's so much misinformation and so many people, everybody now thinks they're an expert because if you buy right now, you bought at 4,000 and it went to 14,000, everybody's posting on their Instagram and their Twitter, oh yeah, I'm an experienced Bitcoin investor and all. I know. No, they're just catching a rising tide. They don't know. You can do that in the stock market. You can buy some stock. You can throw a dart at a board, pick that stock, it goes up, and you can be like, look, I'm a freaking genius. You know, fuck that. We're talking about real people who actually know, who have actually coded the blockchain protocols, who have actually been there from the beginning. So this is the most important thing. Then recommend, in general, you basically you don't want to take all your money, okay? You don't want to take all your money out of everything else you have invested, out of real estate, out of your 401k, and take all your money and put it into crypto, because there's a level of volatility that's going to be here for a long time. I told you, it may be too early to get in the sense that if you are easily scared, there's going to be bumps that are going to freak you out, and you're going to be like the masses. You're going to buy high and you're going to sell low, and you're going to whine and complain because you lost money. But that comes back to here. So what you generally want to be doing is looking at the market cap of the coins. By the way, this is Brock's exact answer. So if you guys want to argue with me, I'm just giving you a person mentoring me, his exact advice. He's a crypto billionaire. If you have $1 billion, you're probably qualified to argue with him. If not, you might want to listen to him. And you just want to start and just buy the top coins and then just move down to the altcoins. So you can go, for example, if you just put in coin market cap, okay, coin market cap right here on Google. We can go, there's various sites, but I'm just going to look at coin. So you got Bitcoin right now, market cap of 246 billion, trading at, oh man, it's about to break 15,000. You have Ethereum, okay, at 436, that's up. Bitcoin Cash. You've got IOTA and Ripple and Litecoin and Dash, and then you've got the forks, the Bitcoin Gold and Monero and Cardano, all these other ones, okay? So you can just start at the top and buy. So in order to buy correctly, here's the thing. You need to, first of all, know which exchanges to use. If you do this wrong, you can lose your money because exchanges are not yet governed. You got to go, this is where you find whether it be Bitcoin or Ethereum, you got to go there. And then you have to have a wallet. And you probably need to have what's called a hot and a cold wallet. Okay? Because basically it's like a little bit like gold. The hot wallet and the cold wallet, the difference between those is one that's stored like on your phone or your laptop, and then others are offline on a piece of hardware that you can keep in a safe. You need to understand how to save. They're not really called passwords, but we'll just call them you got to know how to save your information to access. So you need to be doing that in a way because it can be stolen. Just like if you have gold, people can steal your gold, okay? So you've got your keys, right? So you're gonna have I wanna go in, I know some of you are very advanced. This is basically, we're trying to introduce the masses to this because if the masses understand this, there'll be more utility, which will push the prices of all the good legit coins higher and higher. Okay, by the way, they're just about to allow trading of future, basically options. So you'll be able to short Bitcoin, which will probably stabilize the price, could push it down a little bit. By the way, should you be 100% afraid if it goes down? If you understand something called dollar cost averaging, you can make money when it goes down and up. Where's that piece of paper on David? Okay, so you have to understand how to store your keys. You have to understand how to transfer. By the way, where it gets a little complicated, some of the wallets and exchanges, they don't handle all the coins. So you need to know which ones to use. Good wallet is something like Jax is a good one. One of my mentors in this game, I consider a mentor. He's one of the co-founders of Ethereum. They like Jax. But there's other ones you can use. There's also the ability to keep your money in an exchange, which a lot of people do, but you can also pull it offline. It's the way to think about it a little bit is like a vault. So you can have a vault offline, literally like you would have gold, and then you can transfer it into your hot wallet so that if you want to buy stuff or trade with it, okay? Seeing a ton of questions. Silk Road. There was some website out there, the Dread Pirate Roberts, when Bitcoin first started, and it's still now, it's used for some illegal purposes, just like Cash, by the way. Some people, remember, Cash is anonymous too. People go, but this anonymous isn't going to be used for evil, but you think Cash isn't being used for evil? Sometimes people know nothing. I'm like, where is people's common sense? You know what Cash is being used for right now? People are smuggling all kinds of crazy stuff. So crypto doesn't necessarily change the game. Dirty money, all money's dirty. The money in your wallet probably passed through somebody's hands doing something dirty with it. That's not a lot of the arguments that you hear, a lot of the mentalities that you're hearing are just not very intelligent. Okay, one of the things I'm going to do, so here's the deal. I see a lot of people asking, saying they want to get in. I got a special thing, if you've been on my email list, you've been seeing, we're closing down. So you have 2 hours and 31 minutes. If you want to get in to the Bitcoin Crypto Mastermind, the mentorship, where I'll be literally bringing in the people that are mentoring me in Bitcoin and crypto, the best of the best, the biggest of the biggest. We're talking, if you want to learn about ICOs, which is a whole nother side of crypto, if you want to learn blockchain, literally bringing in, for example, I'm working on ICO, and the lawyers we have, the #1 lawyers in the world. The experts that we have, the #1 people in the world. Flip that a page there for me. Oh, okay. One more. Yeah, one of the people that's training in the mentorship, he got into Bitcoin at $350. That's his average purchase price. Not bad. $350. It's now, what's 10 times $350? $3,500. So He's now about 40x his money. So this is a game that I think is very important that you learn. I don't think it's going to go away, but I think if you don't know what you're doing, people are already lost money, already. One of the things, one of the teachers, Dave, that was at my war room a few months ago, what did he got in? Yes, Stellar, XLM. He got in. He told everybody to get in at that mastermind at 1.5. Now it's at 15 cents. So it's 10x'd literally in, what was that? October. 2 months. Put 10 grand in. Put a grand in, you'd have 10 G's. Now, the thing's going to go up. The thing's going to go down. Someone said, is crypto a giant Ponzi scheme? People don't know. People will throw out this phrase of pyramid schemes and Ponzi schemes. People don't know what they're talking about because Ponzi's and pyramids are a little different. Basically, there's usually one person who, like Madoff, that's trying to make money. This is a decentralized economy. Tesla's using it. Is Tesla participating? Do you think Elon Musk is participating in a Ponzi pyramid scheme? Multi-level marketing? This is definitely not multi-level marketing. You don't get people under you. It's going to fluctuate in value. There will be bubbles. We could currently be in a bubble. That is not necessarily means nothing. I showed you earlier that things go in bubbles. Real estate went in a bubble. The internet went in a bubble. Real estate went in a bubble. Should you have bought Amazon? You could have bought Amazon at $1,000 on the IPO, and you could have been. It's gone up 249x. Yes, there you go. Someone said a bubble would be great. Now, what you're going to learn in this mastermind is the coins we're recommending, the coins we're not recommending, how to buy them, how to trade them. Okay, we're not guaranteeing you money. Nobody can do that. But I'm going to be sharing with you what I'm doing. That's the best I can do. I've been around the game of money for a long time. Okay, I've made a few bucks in my day. And so if you want to go along with me, now why am I not making these videos available for everybody? Well, some of them I am. Like Brock's video is going on my public podcast. But the people that I'm bringing in, for example, a lot of them won't come on this live call. Remember, a lot of the crypto people have made a ton of money. They don't necessarily want everybody knowing how much money they make. Some of them made $300-400 million bucks in the last couple years. So basically, they're mentoring me, and I'm like, do you mind if I share this stuff with other people? And they're like, oh, I don't know if I want you to share. My live streams and my reach on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram right now is 200 million people a year. So what they are okay with me doing is getting the message out that this is for real, that some coins are going to disappear, some cryptocurrency, some ICOs are scams, and some are good, just like in business world, just like in the regular world. So I want to take some of you on that journey with me. And I'm not going to be able to take everybody. I will share a lot of stuff, like I said, in these calls, and we'll be talking about it. But if you want to get into the nitty-gritty, I want you to consider in the next 2 hours, and what time is it? 2 hours and 26 minutes, okay? That you come along with me. It's a very simple system. If you get in the group, you're going to get a special login and password. Do not share it with anybody. If you give it to your friends, you'll all be locked out permanently. So this is for you and you alone. You will get in. You will be able to go to on your phone, or you'll be able to go on your laptop. You'll be able to listen to audios or watch the videos. It'll be a step-by-step mentorship training on all aspects of cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin. We'll be talking about the technologies. You'll be learning about blockchain. You'll be learning about the security measures. You'll be learning about the ICO side of things, which is the blockchain is bigger than, by the way, than just cryptocurrency. Probably the blockchain is going to, it's going to take the place of the internet. The internet, as you know it, may no longer exist in a short period of time. Now, I don't know when that'll be. Remember, the internet is insecure streaming of data, and crypto is much more secure. It's, like I said, it is literally decentralized. It's secure in the sense also that there's no one government, no one politician that could control it. So for those of you who want to get in, I'm going to be sharing, and I want to talk more. I want to talk for a while here because, like I said, Bitcoin's almost hitting 15,000. It's crazy. It's at 14,744 right now. By the way, another utility of cryptocurrencies, banks are closed on the weekends. I've tried to wire money and do big deals on Sunday. You can't do them, but you can do them with cryptocurrencies. It's no longer just Bank of America, Chase, HSBC that's going to be controlling this. Now, hopefully, I'm not going to get taken off planet Earth by some crazy assassin sent by the U.S. government or somebody. So if I disappear, you might know it's because I'm starting to talk about this cryptocurrency thing. By the way, which is why a lot of these guys who are mentoring me don't want to do it publicly, because they get the IRS after them. The IRS is starting to jump in the game. We'll be talking about that. The legal tax ramifications, because especially in the U.S., depending on where you live, the U.S. government is starting to want money. Well, we know what happens when the U.S. government wants money. They're going to come after people. So we want to talk about that and make sure you do this safe way, legal way, but also intelligent way. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to get this password protected. It's an 8-week program. The goal is at the end of the 8 weeks, okay, you are going to be certified. So we're doing this Bitcoin crypto mentorship, this mastermind. At the end, we'll give you a series of tests online and certification. It's not a college degree. It's not a diploma. It just shows that you did it and you are certified. Okay? It means you've learned all aspects, because one of the biggest things that Brock told me, crypto billionaire, he said, I'm afraid people aren't learning correctly and they're going out like, it's almost like having a pit bull. If you have a pit bull and you don't know how to train and handle a pit bull, you're going to do a lot of damage because they're powerful dogs. And so he goes, I'm afraid, man, people are buying cryptocurrencies and they don't know how to store them. Zach's uncle, by the way, my buddy Zach, got $1,000 worth of cryptocurrency, Bitcoin. He didn't know how to store his key. He lost it. He can't access it and will never, and it's worth 700 grand. He lost out on $699,000 because he was never educated. You're not going to learn this in school. There is no university that's popping this out. I mean, there's universities talking about it now, okay? But I want to train you, and I want you to learn from the very, you know, I talked about this yesterday. The reason the rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer is because rich have access to information that the poor don't have. See, people go, oh, it's because the rich have access to capital. Yeah, that was true 100 years ago when we lived in a pure capitalistic society where all businesses needed capital to start. And businesses do better with capital, but there's plenty of businesses that start with no capital. I started my business with $100. Now I make 100 grand a day. It's not a capital intensive world. It's what you know. That's why Warren Buffett says the more you learn, the more you earn. If you want to know this, you must become an expert. If you're just doing self-study, that's great, but I'm going to bring you the badasses of the world. That's my promise to you for those of you who get in this program. I don't trust my bank account with anybody but the best. The first lesson you're going to learn when you guys get in the program, I'm going to put the link up in a second. I'm going to put a button up. Brock Pierce teaching step by step in 15 minutes how to get started in crypto. And for those of you that are advanced, I had one of my buddies there listening. We were over at Brock's house by the beach. We were recording there for an hour or two. He was like mesmerized. We took a whiteboard. We laid it out exactly how to do it. And my friend's advanced. And he was like, I did not know that stuff. How to store this stuff. There's so much bad information going out. This first lesson you get access will be worth all the money. Somebody says, is this Tulip Mania 2.0? No, you know nothing about Tulip Mania. The Tulip Mania was a bubble hundreds of years ago where the speculative price of tulips went through the roof. Tulips did not have utility. Crypto has massive utility, arguably much more than gold, arguably more than US dollars. The only difference is not backed by a sovereign entity. People know nothing. That analogy is not accurate, it's dumb. And you probably read a little bit too much of MSNBC to get your news from. If you're reading MSNBC or Fox or CNN to try to figure out cryptocurrency, you'll always be about 1 year behind. And while other people are making money, creating value in the system, you're going to be listening to some reporter who's never made more than 50 grand in their life. So that's your goal. That's what the whole world does. They learn about, the whole world learns about money in 3 ways. 99% of people you ever meet. Number one, they learn about it in school, public or private school, from professors who, you know, people lie, but numbers don't. When somebody says, Ty, I'll teach you something. Oh, you want to teach me? How much did you make in it? 100 million. Okay, you can teach me. That's my methodology. Somebody wants to train me. You guys see me training in the gym. I'm not a pro bodybuilder, as you could tell. But my trainer was Mr. Olympia last year. He won Mr. Olympia Classic. #1 guy in the world. So when he goes, do this exercise with this form, I go, probably knows what he's talking about. Look, he got 20-inch biceps. The dude probably knows how to do bicep curls correctly. If you go to a gym and say, how do you do bicep curls? Everybody's got their opinion with little pencil arms. Same with money. The second way you learn about money is from your family and friends. I don't know about you, but I grew up with a single mom. My mom never made more than 20, 25 grand. So I love my mom, but I don't get my business advice or my financial advice with my mom, from my mom. And the third place people learn is through the mass media. And that may be the worst of all. Because look at how journalists work. For the most part, they want sensational headlines. Okay? They're not unbiased. Some of them are. There's some good reporters out there, but it's the sensational ones who create things like, ooh, this is the next, this is the next tulip bubble. Well, Bitcoin's probably in a bubble right now. Probably. So there's a good chance that thing's going to go down. As it goes down, I want to buy more myself. But you need to know, by the way, which of the Bitcoins. There's not just one Bitcoin. So will it be Bitcoin Cash that wins? Bitcoin Gold? Will be the classic standard version of it. There's a lot to learn here, guys. A lot to learn. So, so here's how it goes. I'm going to open this up now, and we're going to keep talking about this. But for those of you who want to spend the next 8 weeks, now it's not a full-time job. It's not like school. We're going to have massive homework. You're going to get access to 3 things. The online mentorship. You're going to get access to a private Facebook group. Some of you, we have an upgrade in terms of if you want to be in a Telegram group, but private Facebook group where you can ask your questions, okay? And the third thing is private live calls. So this is a public live call I'm doing. Private live call, bringing in experts who will be training you. You can ask them questions. It will be small group. Part of the reason I do a paid program is because when I do it free, too many people get in. And it's not fair to people who are really serious that they get bombarded with people who aren't serious. Okay? So you get access to these 3 things, and I'm going to put, so if you're watching on YouTube, there is a link at the top.
And in the description.
And the description. You click that. You must click that link because I'm about to give you a whole bunch of bonuses. How much are the bonuses worth? What is on the list? It's like $2,000 to $5,000 worth of stuff I'm going to give you for free. Okay? So if you're on Twitter, it's in the title. It's clickable. If you're on Instagram, it's right there in the comment. It's pinned. If you're on Facebook, it is in the title. Now, if you're on my website and you're watching, click the link. It should be a button below or on the sides here, okay? You're going to then get taken to a 256-bit SSL encrypted page, okay? As quickly as you enter your info,